Oh, I broke it. God
Why would you do that? What are you doing?
I don't know, I was playing with it.
Why?
Put it on.
Stop.
Alright, it's cool. I got it. I broke the fuck out of that. Oh, wow.
I can't breathe. Wow, was it worth it?
No. Not at all. Anyway, let's do this thing.
All right. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Boneyard Arcade podcast. As always, I'm Lucky, and I've caught him off guard. Sorry, bro.
Yeah, thank you. I'm Grimm. Welcome back to this week's show.
Yeah, gee whiz, golly gosh, it's our third show.
Episode 3, and they haven't fired us yet.
We're our own bosses, so fuck you.
Yeah, but we haven't fired us yet. And
Would you fire me?
no, I mean, I was like, I'd probably fire me if I knew who I was before I started this show.
That's true. I'm a piece of shit, so I'd fire me as well. We've got a whole bunch of stuff that we can possibly talk about, but I wanted to ask you how your weekend was.
It was good.
Yeah?
It was great.
Okay, good.
Chloe.
Yeah.
She's not here today.
Sugar boobs.
Really upsetting. She's not here today. She's usually in the back yelling things about Harry Potter at us. She is off having dinner, and she had her pole dancing showcase. So that was really cool. So I went to watch her perform.
Yeah, cool.
Which is really good. She was really nervous, but she smashed it. She did a really good job. So.
Nice. There you go.
But yeah, besides that, just alcohol.
Yeah.
The whole weekend. How was your weekend? What'd you do?
I was kind of like ill. I wasn't feeling the best, and so you know what I thought the best cure to feeling sick is?
Headbanging.
Yeah, for sure. I sculled a whole bunch of vodka, and I just sat there and I just shook my head for no reason. Yeah. I played Halo with Josh, but we played it on Legendary.
Okay.
So we played original Halo, Combat Evolved.
Yeah.
Which was a phenomenal game. Anybody who knows me knows that game is like god tier. But playing it on Legendary with Josh especially is
he's like waving off camera at you.
A pain in the ass, and my nose is really itchy, so it's like it was a good weekend.
So why is playing with Josh a pain in the ass?
Well, Legendary is good fun, but it's really, really hard. Like, okay. I find it quite difficult. And so Josh will play Halo in a totally different way to me. Like, you know, he's very methodical. He likes to map things out and be like, okay, we need to take out this person and this person.
Melee attacks only.
Pretty much. He uses the battle rifle, and he's like, I'm going to sneak up. I'm going to use the sniper. And then meanwhile, in, you know, my land, I've got a rocket launcher and a shotgun, and I'm like, I'm ready to fuck shit up. And I just run in, and I'm like, you know what? This is a great idea.
Yeah.
So it usually doesn't go too well. So we were smashing out some of the worst levels over the weekend, and I had a migraine. So I'm watching this screen and I'm already wishing I was dead. And then we're playing these levels that suck huge ass. Like, we didn't do keys. We did a level called 2 Betrayals, and the par time in this game is meant to be like 20 minutes.
Okay.
I think it took us like 2.5 hours on and off.
As you would expect legendary mode to be.
No, it should be. I think it's because I'm a bad teammate. Like, Josh is really good. I think he could probably do better without me.
Okay.
But I suck huge balls, and so I don't, but...
I think you probably play like I do, where I will get whatever machine gun I can get hold of and run into the field and probably die 2 seconds in.
I'd like to think that I'm happy to sacrifice myself to learn, the intricacies of a game and things like that. But that's probably not actually what it is. I'm probably just, spray and pray type of person. Yeah. So yeah, there you go. That was my weekend.
Yeah, I'm shit at first person shooters. I mean, I enjoy them, like them. Battlefield 1, love it. Great game. But when it comes to first person shooters, I think my brother has a go at me every time I'm playing a first-person shooter because I'm using a controller. He's like, you have no precision unless it's with a mouse and a keyboard. I mean, like when you're playing in crossplay, and people with a mouse, they're trying to shoot you while you're using a controller. I have been up against that, and I've seen the difference. Yeah, I suck so much, so many balls.
I suck so much many
balls. Yeah,
all the balls.
Yeah, I'm so bad at it. So
gee whiz.
I always have respect for good first-person shooter players.
And Twitch shooters, like those games where it's just like everything is everywhere and everyone's running around. It's like there is no order to this game at all, and you just you point at the screen and you're just clicking, and you're like, yeah, it'll get somebody eventually. So we've got a bunch of stuff to talk about, including something exciting.
Okay.
Something new.
Fill me in on that, because I can see you've got the details in front of you on your fancy little Lenovo.
Ooh, it's actually, this thing's great. It cops my shit all the time. But anyway, what we've got is we've got a giveaway.
Okay.
We've got a competition
Yep.
that we're going to talk about a little bit later, but we
Okay.
will tell you that we have an amazing prize to give away thanks to the guys at Roadshow,
Yes.
Village Roadshow.
Does it have anything to do with horror?
Whoa, Dan!
I
see
had
you've
no
decked it
idea.
out. Oh, gee whiz!
I had no idea it had anything to do with horror, so I just decked it out in horror, thinking, maybe. You never know.
Oh, I'm not sure. Yeah, so we've got a prize from Annabelle Creation to give away. We'll be telling you how you can win something excellent
But that's later.
later. You got to go through all the shit to get to it first.
That is fair. One thing I do want to talk about that has been on the internet, it's quite recent. People have the shits about it.
Oh my god, is it like literally anything ever?
Yes. How did you know?
How'd you guess that?
Deadpool 2.
I don't see a problem so far.
No, I mean, it had its issues, all the directors and producers or whatever. I think it was a director. They couldn't decide on one because the main guy pulled out from the last movie and then they had to change. Anyway, different story.
Okay.
The Domino character
Yeah.
is being portrayed in the new movie by
A person of color.
yeah, and she has a white patch around her eye.
Yeah,
And
so
an afro.
yeah, and so basically they've unveiled the character design for Domino's character in Deadpool 2 in one poster. And
Yeah.
it's just a picture of her looking sassy as shit,
Yep.
laying in front of like a fireplace on top of Deadpool's suit.
Yeah.
And I loved the poster. The poster immediately captured me. I'm like, this chick is sassy, she's obviously on top, she knows her shit, that kind of thing. And I looked at it and I'm like, I honestly didn't see anything other than, yes, I'm excited to see this character. So
Yeah.
other people had an issue, but I was like, I don't see why there's an issue. To be fair, that the afro part made kind of like not as much sense to me, but at the same time, I'm not dissing it because I don't know anything. Like, I know about the character, I know about the comic book character, but I don't know about the character that they're going to try and portray in this movie.
Yeah. Who knows what her attitude and personality is
Exactly.
going to be like in this film.
Exactly.
I think the one thing, because I loved that first reveal photo, the one I really liked was the portrait shot, where it was like the
Yes.
shoulder up.
And it's
like
just her looking
waist up.
straight on, like super, like smirky,
Yeah.
kind of like, I'm going to shoot you in the face
It
sort of
felt
thing.
like you were looking and learning about that character just by looking at her. We have no idea what her personality is going to be like.
No.
We don't know how she's going to be injected into the storyline. I know shit all about Domino.
Yeah.
Literally. I know she's a cool character. I know her power is to turn situations in her favor.
She basically has this power when she's either, stressed or in a dangerous situation. Her mutation allows her to basically influence the luck around her. So she can't directly, manipulate her power at her will. Like, she can't just be like, oh, that gun is going to jam if that
Yeah.
person tries to shoot it at me. But if she's in like a heightened situation of like stress and
Shit works out for her.
things might just happen to work out, or she'll move in a certain way and like dodge bullets or
Yeah.
like a car or whatever. So that's her thing. Her thing is luck.
Okay.
Kind of like, yeah, I guess why her name is Domino. I don't know why. Why
Yeah.
are Domino's lucky? That makes no sense. Somebody
know.
tell me why her name is Domino and why it relates to luck.
Yeah, I could never put a point on why the character is named Domino, but
I'm not
looking
sure.
at the character design of this particular rendition of her in the film, she looks like she's come straight from the street.
Yeah.
When I first saw her, do you remember, I think it was Goldmember, Austin Powers?
Foxy Cleopatra.
Yeah, she reminds me, but she looks like she's, sassy, but she's got attitude and she knows how to do her thing.
Yeah, exactly.
She looks like she's coming in off the street, someone who has been through her own battles. She's got this gear that matches and her outfit looks, pretty not war-torn, but like just street
Yeah,
worn.
it's like leather.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm wearing all black, I'm wearing all leather, let's go.
She's seen some shit, she's got some experience, but at the same time, to come across someone like Deadpool, I feel like she's going to have this attitude that just matches his.
Yeah.
Where he's just going to constantly like double take.
And she's going to give it right back to him.
Yeah,
and
he's
like,
been taken aside and being like, the fuck? Like, how the
Yeah.
hell do I compete with someone who's the same sort of like...
That's why I've always liked the Domino and Deadpool like characters together, because Deadpool's like super like funny, I'm a funny dude, la la la, and then she'll just deadpan him and he's like, oh dude,
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah.
It's like,
how do I compete?
exactly.
Yeah.
And the thing I like about the poster for this so far, like the teaser photos that we've had, is the patch on her eye is actually white.
Yep.
And it makes me kind of think of, I'm not entirely sure of what the condition is called, but there's a skin condition
It's the
where...
one Michael Jackson had.
What?
Yeah, where you get like your skin starts to get like white. Like
there are people who are born with like the patches of
Yes.
it and things like that, and that's kind of like what I thought it might be vitiligo or something. Oh my god,
Vitiligo or something.
I'm getting it wrong.
It's something like that.
I feel awful, but that's what I looked at, and I'm like, maybe that's what they're kind of going for with this, because the patch around her eye doesn't exactly look like it's symmetrical full form. Like a circle around her eye, like Domino's is usually.
It's vitiligo.
Vitiligo?
Yeah.
I kind of almost got it right. Yeah. I remember reading the word, not being able to read it, and then feeling dumb.
I can see Josh dabbing out of the corner of my eye just because you've got it right. He's like, yeah, it's vitiligo.
Go back to vape nation or whatever.
Fuck
out of here.
They say that Michael Jackson had that. That was one of the conditions he had. So, but yeah, I think that's cool because if you check out on Instagram, the artist, the makeup artist, the head makeup artist from Deadpool 1, his name's Bill Corso.
Oh my gosh, I know that guy.
Yeah, and I've gotten the privilege, literally the privilege of having a couple conversations with him in the past when I did the Deadpool makeup.
Oh, you lucky bastard.
And he was like, really love it considering you used like liquid latex, a bold cap, and
all
your
the
hands.
dumb shit.
Yeah. He was like, I really love it. If you were to see what we used for Ryan's face in the first movie, it was prosthetics and hours of time and stuff. He's like, so you haven't done too bad a job for someone who took half an hour or an hour to throw this stuff on.
Yeah, exactly.
But recently he put out a statement saying that the new Domino makeup and the way she looks and the way they've decided to go with her, they're trying something different. They want to make this new character stand on her own in this new film. People need to be open to the fact that a new look doesn't always mean a bad thing. Like,
People were up in arms about her not being like paper white.
Yeah.
And I did notice that as well. I was like, oh, okay, they've totally done something completely different.
Yeah.
And it was, I was either going to be like, I'm a Domino cosplayer and this is not what I cosplay, rah, rah, rah. I could be like, up in arms about it, or I can just shut the hell up and wait and see how this all plays out. I'm really excited to see what they're going to do with it.
I think she's going to be a badass.
I reckon she is too.
I feel like we're going to have this new character that everyone's going to love, and it's just going to be one of those things that people tend to forget. You know, when Ben Affleck became Batman, everyone had the shits about it, and then he does Batman, and everyone's like, wow, he's a
good Batman.
He's a good Batman.
He's all right.
I knew it from the start.
Oh, I knew it. I called it. I knew Heath Ledger was going to be an amazing Joker.
Full of shit.
Shut up.
Full of shit.
Anyway, so that's the internet being salty for the week. What else have we got going on? Rick and Morty season 3 has started.
Okay.
There you go.
I've not been the biggest Rick and Morty person in the past, not because I haven't been a fan of it, but I'd never watched it. And then we went away with some friends and they were like, just watch this shit. And I watched the Mr. Meeseeks episode.
I'm Mr. Meeseeks, look at me.
And now it's just like, it's on Netflix too, so I'm like...
Have you watched it all the way through yet, though?
Yes, like 3 times or something. It's like, now because it's so accessible, I'm like, I'm all over that shit all the time. And so now there's season 3, so...
I haven't watched season 3 yet at all.
I haven't seen any of it.
I think only the first episode is out, and there was this like huge shitfest on how you could get it in Australia or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's probably the way it goes. Nothing in Australia is ever like available.
We had Game of Thrones being pirated like fucking crazy in this country. And then Foxtel was like, don't pirate, we've got you covered.
Don't worry guys, we've got you sorted.
And then fucking the new season comes out and Foxtel's like, sorry, our servers are down. We can't show you Game of Thrones. You're just going to have to sit tight. And everyone was like, fuck you guys. We did the right thing and then you screwed us over. Like,
you can only jack off for so many hours as well until your wrist gets sore and then you're like, I'm ready to watch Game of Thrones and like jack off to something actually interesting.
Yeah.
So there you go.
It's the world of pirating and being sensible Australian.
And like everyone in Australia is just like, just Googling like how many VPNs can I have kind of thing. It's like, where's the cheapest VPN? How many can I have at once kind of thing. So there you go. Rick and Morty started. Haven't watched it. Really excited because Rick and Morty, holy Jesus, it took me the longest time to actually sit down and watch it. But when I did, I was just like, this is warped and it's clever and it's funny and it's just top shit.
Yeah.
So
I wonder what the psychology is behind that. Like, I mean, Adventure Time was like huge with people as well, and it's just crazy shit.
Yeah, but I think the Rick and Morty and Adventure Time of like this generation is kind of like what Rocko's Modern Life and Ren and Stimpy was to like maybe your generation. I'm a little bit younger than you are, but it's that out there kind of ballistic type of humor. It's like it's either really in your face or it's confronting or it's just weird.
Yeah.
So I think it's pretty much the same thing for younger generations.
And I know I've said it in I think it was the first episode, but
It was so long ago now.
Rocco is coming back.
You're losing your shit.
I'm so fucking excited.
What? Yeah, all right.
So excited.
It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be amazing. What was our next little topic? Since I'm not gonna go back on the Rocco path because you start me on that shit, I'm gonna
keep going.
I'll go on my little tangent and just keep going.
Last week we talked about a game called House Party that got pulled off Steam because it was too sexy.
Yes.
It's back up.
Okay.
And it's got bars now. It's got the sensor bars.
Like sensor bars and
yeah.
shit? Okay, so we finished recording last week's episode and you guys left and I was like, you know what? I'm going to see if the developers have since it's not on Steam anymore, I'm going to see if this game has been put up online to see how bad this game is.
Yeah.
That way I can talk about it later.
Yeah.
Look at me doing my shit.
Look at you go.
Played the game.
Yeah.
And
it was great.
Well, the version that they put up on the developer website
actually
cut out the last little bit of your achievements that you could achieve. So like
ejaculation?
No.
Oh.
It was like that's still in. That's still in, and it's super awkward to be able to press a button, look down, and just like see.
Oh god!
And then you press like a key, and then you like actually it's an action button. So it's like I'm like this is like super awkward, right? But like
it's really graphic.
You get set on a path, and with that path, you need to do things like go up and find this person's phone in the bathroom, bring it down. Decide if you want to return that phone to the person or use it against them by giving it to their sister, who will tell you the key code so that you can get in and take all their photos and stuff.
This goes way deeper than just like people banging.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. And I looked at it and went, you know what? This game is either going to suck really bad or it's going to be really interesting. And so I figured I'll give it a try and tried it. Went down the path you had to get to that last little bit with each one of the characters. I think there's like 7 in the house, between 5 and 7.
Right.
And it just turns out that they took the last scene out of everyone's story path, I guess, to be sensible.
Yeah.
So the game was accessible when it wasn't on Steam. It still just was crappy then too.
Right. Okay.
So now it's sensor bars. So you can get this game if you're really that interested in going to virtual parties and doing virtual bullshit to make virtual sensory blocks turn up. Great game, but I wouldn't really go saying that it's a great download. Do not spend money on that shit. I got it for free. I still wasn't happy, so
there you go. Dan's dropping the truth.
I've done the research for you, so just don't look into that.
Nice. Good work.
Yeah.
I'm glad that it's back up and it's now appropriate for Steam, but at the same time, it kind of I just want to get up to my own debauchery, you know? I want to take off my own clothes.
Yeah. This game's not even that exciting in that aspect. Like, it's just kind of shitty. If you want a good game, actually have a look at Battle Slots. I bought that as well.
Did you say Battle Sluts?
Sloths. Like the animal, the really slow but everyone loves to call cute animal.
They're great.
Sloths.
They're so cute. I thought you said Battle Sluts and I'm like, damn, that's a game that I would play.
That'll be a game for another time we do
Patent
videos.
trademark.
Because I actually want us to play that game. So
that sounds incredible.
Yeah,
we played it at
Steam
RTX.
if you can. Yeah.
It was the tits.
Good game.
It was great. We got hats. They were good hats. You remember they get different hats?
Yeah.
All right, anyway, moving on.
It's a game of hats.
Jeez Christ, what else has been happening? Ooh, on a positive note, and not at all a seedy one, I wanted to just give a quick shout out to the Rooster Teeth community, the Australian Rooster Teeth community. We call them Roo Teeth. Mm-hmm. Get it? Kangaroo, huh? Australian. The Roo Teeth community did a Twitch charity stream, and apparently they raised over $8,000 for kids charity.
Fuck yeah.
So shout out to the guys who went out and did a 24-hour live stream and basically just did dumb shit to raise money for kids charity.
That's where we need to go.
That's where I want to be, dude.
We've got to end up. I want to do shit for 24 hours, stupidly.
Let's do a drinking stream. For 24 hours, we will drink. Cheers, mate.
I would do that.
No, you would die. You're not allowed to do that. As your doctor and your lawyer, I will not allow you to do this. Anyway, let's move right along. What else has been happening?
Not even fun. But congratulations, by the way.
Congratulations, guys.
Awesome.
You smashed it. Shit, yeah. Go team. All right. And just quickly on some cosplay news. China. Team China have won World Cosplay Summit this year. For those who don't know what the World Cosplay Summit is, I don't know if you don't know.
I mean, I know what it is, but I've never been interested in it.
Don't give a shit?
No, I mean, like, I do since you're telling me what it's about, but I've never really, like, I don't like competing in cosplay.
Me either.
Yeah.
I don't do competitions when people, like, I've been busting my ass for, like, 40 hours every day to make this costume. There are only 24 hours in a day. I'm just like, I know that's your jam, and that's really cool that that's what you want to do, but shit, I just couldn't do it.
I want to work on it for 3 weeks to 3 months. Only so I can wear it for an hour and take it off because I hate being in it.
And throw it in the garbage if you don't want to take it home in the car. Or if you're going to go get drinks after.
Council cleanup, for anyone overseas, a council cleanup here is when you put all your shit you don't want out onto the curb.
Yeah.
And then the council comes and they pick it up and take it away if it's like rubbish. I think 8 or 9 of my costumes just went out.
What?
Into council cleanup.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I should have sold those. I'm an idiot. But you know what? I didn't want... There's no room here anymore.
There's heaps of room.
Yeah. World Cosplay Summit.
World Cosplay Summit
China won.
Yeah, China. Team China won. Congratulations, Team China. That is basically just like, all over the globe, we do cosplay competitions in the home country.
Yep.
Basically, I think pretty much every country can enter who wants to put forward an entry. And then they all come together in Japan after everyone's basically submitted their groups.
Yep.
Jesus, I'm sorry, buddy. And they compete and they do like skits and they're judged on their cosplay skit and their costume and basically a performance and stuff like that.
Okay.
And China have won this year. Team Australia did really well. I haven't had a chance to watch their skit, but I saw their costumes and they looked incredible. So
cool.
We were in there, we didn't place, but at the same time, we were there and that's cool.
Yeah.
So
to be there is like half the battle.
Exactly. Oh, well, I think it's about time that we take a very short break. But we've got something exciting coming up, so stay tuned. We've got an exciting competition. It's actually a giveaway. Dan is going to tell you everything you need to know about our Annabelle Creation record player giveaway.
You just told them everything. No, okay.
That's it. That's pretty much all you need to know.
All right. So the cool part about this competition is that we actually have a prop that's been sent to us from Roadshow Films.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for sending that over to us. We're Thank you. We're getting to give this away to someone at home who likes to watch our show.
An Australian resident.
Yeah, it's an Australian resident. We're not rich enough to send it overseas yet, but we can send it to someone in Australia. So we're getting there. Once we hit pimp level, then we can send it across the
Pimp
world.
level. Nice.
But at the moment, we still not pimp. We're carrying pimp's bags. So we are only able to send it out to Australians. This awesome record player from the movie it's Bluetooth.
Oh my God.
So you can, I guess, by being Bluetooth, that means that you could probably play songs from your phone across the speakers that are inbuilt. It has inbuilt speakers. And it's a vinyl player. So if you've got records at home, they could be anything. I have Metallica. I'd be putting that on there. This thing can actually rip your vinyls into MP3 as well.
Oh my God. So you have old vinyls, you put it on there and it's just like, hey, you want an MP3 of this? You can totally have that. It's totally like, thank you, haunted record player. I would love that.
Yeah.
So how can people win this?
Okay, so the first thing you need to do to win the Annabelle Creation record player is subscribe to our Boneyard Arcade channel here
That's really
on YouTube.
easy. That's really easy.
If
Just
you're
click
watching
the
this
button.
video, you know where you can find us. The second thing that you need to do is in the comments below of this video, you need to enter our little, I guess it's 25 words or less skill game.
Skill game, yeah.
It's a skill game. We want you to answer our question. Our question is, do you want to read it? Should I read it?
You read it. You got this.
Fine, I'll read it. It's here in front of me, so I'm going to just pay attention here for a second. Okay, so we want you to tell us in 25 words or less what item you would possess if you were an evil spirit and why you would possess that item.
So, for example, if you were an evil spirit, what kind of thing would you decide to haunt in order to scare people?
Okay, so I thought about this real hard for like, I think 12 seconds. And
Nice.
Came up with the idea that if I was an evil spirit, I would haunt someone's microwave. Because haunting someone's microwave would mean that I'm messing with their food.
Okay, cool. So like radioactive spiders and like that kind of thing. And people just grow limbs.
You've seen The Exorcist ever?
Yeah.
You know that like...
Oh, yeah. Okay, all right.
I would try to get a whole family just being like...
That's graphic.
And everything. Like, it'd be great. That is an answer you cannot use because I used it. So,
and that's probably more than 25 words.
It's more than 25 words, especially with the bits.
So it is imperative that you use 25 words or less, but also there's one more thing that people have to include in their answer.
One more thing, and we're not going to include this in the 25 word limit.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but the hashtag Annabelle Creation needs to be part of your answer.
Okay.
It can just be at the end. You can tag it on at the end. But we need 25 words or less on, if you're an evil spirit, what item would you possess and why would you possess it?
There you go. Easy.
YouTube comments below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel first. You are in the running to win an Annabelle Creation record player if you do all of those things.
That's awesome.
It'll be in the description below as well.
Yeah, we'll make it easy. We'll have terms and conditions so you guys can look over those. But we'd like to thank the guys at Roadshow who have sent this amazing prize for you guys to win out to us. It's open to Australian residents and we will be announcing the winner sometime next week.
Yes, next week. On next week's show, we'll probably call out who it is that has won, and we'll also get you to send us an email, and then we'll do all the other stuff.
All that stuff. But guys, get entering 25 words or less, which item you would possess if you're an evil spirit and why in the YouTube comments below of this video.
If you are interested in seeing Annabelle Creation, it comes out August 10th. And if you are interested in seeing
Annabelle.
Annabelle herself,
The doll.
if you live in Melbourne, she's going to be at
Flinders Street Station and Southern Cross Station.
from Wednesday this week, when this show comes out, onwards till the end of this week.
There you go. So you can go see the creepy doll. Guys, get entering. Good luck. Best wishes. And we're back. Thank you for watching our debacle of a...
You can't just kick into
Competition
the
read.
show when I'm like
Yeah, I
putting
can.
shit down.
Yeah, I can. It makes it more organic
Oh
and
my
better.
God.
Everybody loves that improv shit. Damn. All right, so after that amazing competition read, we've got some more stuff to talk about, just casually.
How well did we do that, by the way?
Oh, man, it was so good. It was like seamless and it didn't take us like 40 times to do it all. So I wanted to just mention one thing quickly.
Yes.
Day 5, which is a Rooster Teeth production, has come back for its second season, and it's the first episode of the second season aired over the weekend.
Yep.
If you don't know anything about this show, basically it's called Day 5 because people go to sleep and they die. Did you just smash your mouth? Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Are you good? Yep. Drink the pain away. It's good.
Fine.
Basically people fall asleep and they die. And so it's about survivors who happen to have been awake when this signal went out that started killing people in their sleep when they fell asleep. And basically it follows the survivors of that. It's kind of like the zombie apocalypse, but if zombies was like going to bed.
So in its simplest form, this is a show about people who are not allowed to sleep.
Yeah.
They need to stay awake,
They
otherwise
need to
die.
stay awake. Yeah, pretty much. And the main characters in the show, they're absolutely like, they're just so endearing and I love them because one of them is like an ice addict. The other's like a 12-year-old kid who just wants to see boobies. And the other is like a lesbian like radiologist.
The booby watcher.
He's the boob. I like boobies.
I like
I watched that the
boobies.
other day and I was thinking of Dan. And I'm like, oh, Dan, when are we going to make the booby watcher
fucking
comic?
love that bit
It
of
was
the movie.
so good. And
Yeah.
Ronnie is just like me. It's just like, I don't drink juice.
So it's got an ice addict, a booby watcher, and
A lesbian radiologist.
okay.
It's great. So people, if you haven't already seen Rooster Teeth's Day 5, please go watch it because it's great.
Where's it available?
I think it's only available to Rooster Teeth First members. Let me
Okay.
just throw to my expert on that.
There is first week coming up. So first week means you'll be able to watch it for free if you want to see Day 5 Season 1, catch up on it, from the 7th of August to the 13th.
Okay, so if you couldn't hear that, which you probably could because these mics are incredible and we spent lots of money. I didn't want to allude to it, nothing.
My beard in it.
ASMR. I just need to say something about this. So first week is when basically if you sign up, you get to sign up for free and you get some of the perks from being on Rooster Teeth's first group.
Okay.
So if you want to catch up on Day 5, if you sign up for Rooster Teeth first week, it'll basically be included in that. So
Oh, cool, okay.
I will provide more information if I can or remember to.
Do it via social media.
Woo! I can do that. It's totally a thing. But yeah, if you're not already a first member on Rooster Teeth, just go do it because it costs nothing and it's great.
I'm a first member.
Are you a first member?
Yeah.
I'm double gold.
Yeah, I know. I just went for the free one because I was like, she's got double gold. I'm just going to hijack her password.
Yeah, pretty much. I sent it to you. I'm like, here's a password and watch whatever. I don't give a damn. So that's back and it's really good and it's fun. It's a short series. I think it was only 6 or 7 episodes,
Yep.
the first season of it.
Yep.
And they left it on a bloody crazy cliffhanger. So there you go.
As they always bloody do to bring
Oh,
you back for that
bloody
next,
heckin'
that
gee
next
whiz.
season of watching.
Holy heckin' shit.
So you can get the family together and watch that shit.
Bloody fuck. All right, so I was...
Only once a month. Anyway. Why is everyone shocked?
Holy
Can't tell me I'm the only one who thought that shit when I heard it. Anyway.
I'm not smart
Must
enough.
remember, family watches this show.
Your family does, mine does not. Anyway,
Thanks for
moving
the
right
support,
along.
Mum and Dad.
Something that happened very recently that I want to talk about because I feel like this is something you want to talk about.
Oh, okay. I thought this was that Anna Faris, Chris Pratt.
Oh, yeah.
Bullshit.
They're separating. That's so sad.
I know, but fuck, who knows
Chloe's
what happened
Devo.
behind the alright, so when they weren't making cutesy shit for social media, how do we know what life was like behind closed doors?
You don't. And it was probably, if they're separating, it was probably shit.
Yeah, it's probably shit.
So it's probably better for both of them
Use
this
your
way.
imaginations, people. We're going to have 2 really happy individuals potentially now after they've taken a break. They may get back together, but they probably need a little time apart. But what was the shit you want to talk to me about? What are we doing?
It involves Chris Pratt. There you go. Guardians of the Galaxy.
I know what this is.
They came out and they've released the basically the ad that, you know, shows that they're going to Blu-ray.
Yep.
With the
Surprise!
Guardians of the Galaxy.
They're going to Blu-ray.
Volume 2.
Yep.
So they came out and they've released this video, and it's just batshit insane 80s style music clip that features David Hasselhoff.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Do you think this is something that they filmed like during or straight after they'd filmed the movie?
It was probably, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of David Hasselhoff references in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Yeah. Yeah. He plays a bit of a big image in that movie into the way...
He really does.
Yeah, into the way Star-Lord's dad even is. Like, you look at Star-Lord's dad and he's got this whole, like, Hasselhoffy...
He's got the Hoff. Yeah. He looks like that. So, basically, for those who don't follow us on social media and didn't see the Boneyard Arcade tweet that I totally put out on, like, Monday or something when this happened... Why don't you follow us?
I know.
Why don't you love me? Why don't you return my calls?
But I mean, the people watching this probably already do because...
If you don't, why don't you?
We're not viral yet.
Why don't you love us? Anyway, I tweeted about it on the Boneyard Arcade social media. Cool. And basically put the video out. So if you can, go back and watch it because it's ridiculous. Now, and it's just a lot of spandex.
I love this video because it's so fucking retro.
I knew you would.
It's and so old.
That's why when I was writing the notes, I was just like... I was watching it this morning and I'm like, this is weird. And then I thought, I'm like, your best friend loves comics and your best friend loves the 80s.
Yep.
And I was looking at it, I'm like, I should probably put it down.
I was on the train this morning and I was like, James Gunn, 9 hours ago, he made a post and it's a video and it looks very retro. I'm going to open this video and just see what the hell it is. And it was exactly what I expected. It was a music video featuring Hasselhoff singing.
Oh, and he does it amazingly.
And he does it, which he always has.
Oh, God, right.
But it also features cameo appearances by the main cast members of the film, plus James Gunn himself.
Is he the drummer in
He's
the video?
The drummer.
I was sitting there and I was looking at everybody in the video and I'm like, these people all seem very familiar. Yeah. And I didn't realize that it was actually the cast cameoing.
It's really interesting because Batista, like, you may miss a couple of the first characters because they blend in really well with that 80s vibe.
Yeah.
It might even be 70s. Is it 70s? 60s? It's disco.
It's
so I don't
whatever.
know what era that is, but it's definitely not 80s. It's before that. It's like 70s or something. Late 60s. I don't know.
I was born in the 90s. There you go. I don't know anything.
I was born late 80s and I'm fairly certain that disco was out by then. Anyway,
we don't know shit.
There's cameo appearances by the cast, and I first noticed. I kind of assumed that Michael Rooker was the keyboard player.
Oh, okay. Oh my God,
when I saw him, but then I was like, Dave Bautista is definitely the dude with the wings, and he's playing the guitar and
right.
Yeah.
And then the chick who plays Amy Pond or Nebula, like she's just singing there and she's like doing the things,
making all these little
and then Gamora is in like this yellow spandex thing. I think. Oh my God!
One thing I wanted to bring up was I feel like this is a perfect example of why Marvel is always so successful with getting the tone right behind particular movies. Yeah.
I looked at this and I was just like, they would not have done this for any other Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Like, it is so specific to the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Maybe these days Thor could get away with it.
Considering Ragnarok, like, we saw the trailer for that and it just looks crazy.
Yeah, but if you take this concept and you try to work it into a DC film...
It won't happen.
It won't happen. You can't even make that happen with Suicide Squad that tried really hard to make...
That was like a dubstep, like acid trip kind of
different.
Video. It's different. Not the same.
There's no humor in DC.
There's also no charm. Like the I think with this video, like this like little music video that they put out, it's so endearing and charming, and it's just like it's quintessentially everything the Guardians of the Galaxy is. It's a bit tongue in cheek. It pokes fun at itself, but at the same time, it's really well done.
Yeah.
Like. It's everything about it. It's cheesy as fuck. I picked it up and I'm like, yes, double helping of cheese, please, on my nachos. I love that. I love it. So that's out and we've tweeted about it. And if you follow us...
We could tweet about it again because it just makes it easier for me to find.
One tweet, you go to that tweet and you look at it. Or
I don't want to go that far back. We'll
retweet it. There you go. What else can we talk about? I wanted to talk about something else that was on Twitter. A hashtag... just randomly that was trending.
Just a random hashtag?
Randomly trending. Okay. It was hashtag confess your unpopular opinion. And I just wanted to know if you had an unpopular opinion that you wanted to confess hashtag. Not really, because I have one.
Oh, give me your one and it might inspire me to come up with one.
Pineapple does not belong on pizza. Hashtag unpopular opinion. There you go.
I mean, I feel like that's such a thing that people push. Like there are some people who are like, pineapple on pizza can go fuck itself.
Yeah, that's me. I'm that one.
Yeah, and then there are people
please
who are
don't.
like, there is a place for pineapple on pizza.
What? And that's Josh, and he's wrong.
Josh, why do you like pineapple on pizza?
I don't love it. I don't hate it.
See,
I'm indifferent
but the
about.
thing is,
Fine.
I feel like
Yeah, I'll eat it.
if the Titanic was sinking and you guys both had boats for me to jump into, I'd probably jump into his.
Why?
And it's because I feel like pineapple has a place, but it's not on every pizza.
Dan, I felt like you had a place in my life as my best friend, but I think you should just put this bottle.
This is
see
that-
this? Sit on it.
Yeah,
all right.
this is where
put it
we've-
in your anus
this is
along
where
with
we've-
your opinion.
This is where we've come to a
Put it
separating point.
deep inside there.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. It's just like pineapple adds that one sweet element. What other element besides barbecue sauce on a pizza offers you a sweet element?
Barbecue sauce shouldn't go on pizza either.
There you go.
That's another thing.
But that's my point. What sweet thing
Tomato.
besides dessert pizzas?
Tomato.
Tomato's not really. Do
You
you
get-
see tomato as do you see tomato as a sweet?
Tomatoes are friggin' fruit,
Item?
all right?
I don't know.
Chloe, don't you shut up. You shut up. You're not involved in this.
When it's
Nobody asked you.
cooked.
Nobody asked you either.
Cooked, it can be sweet.
I feel like if you need that real like sugarless sugar hit on a pizza,
No.
pineapple is going to give you that 1 ounce of sweet taste that can go with your savory.
It's not needed. You need cheese.
No. I mean, like you have to. Look, okay, I get the Italians made pizza without cheese early on, but America was like, you know what? You know what would make pizza way fucking better? Cheese. You don't have to go overboard, but
You know what else America thinks? You know what I need? 45 more guns. That's important. That's an important thing. Anyway, that's another unpopular opinion that we won't go into. But you see, this hashtag was kind of like this really, passive way of people just being like, I want to vent about everything that I don't like about my friends,
Yep.
but I want to do it in a safe space.
Yeah.
And I kind of looked at this hashtag and I was looking at the kind of the shit that people were saying. And it was like, even things about, feminists and like, gay marriage and
people
shit.
go deep in
Yeah, and I'm like, I saw somebody tweet about the pineapple on pizza thing, and I was like, that's something I can get behind. But then I saw all the other stuff, and I'm like, that's a bit too far.
Yeah, because some people just don't know how to have fun with the hashtag.
Pretty much. So there you go. I don't know if you have an unpopular opinion or no, or we'll just leave it.
I mean, like
it'll be a
most of my
mystery.
opinions are unpopular. I just don't force them onto people.
It's because you're a natural born asshole.
Yeah.
Dan, pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, just a few more things to talk about. Sexpo was on over the weekend.
Okay.
What is Sexpo?
All right. So Sexpo is basically a convention that is all about sex.
Oh my god! Wow.
I mean, hence the name,
Why weren't we there?
right?
I don't understand.
They have it in Sydney. We've yet to go, but
It's not in Sydney anymore. It's only in
well,
Brisbane.
there you
I
go.
think.
Well, that's why we don't go anymore.
Yeah, there you go.
But it seems like it's becoming quite popular to mix the world of pop culture into the world of
I thought I heard the Russians.
sex.
Yeah. Which is honestly, in my opinion, it's a very
Makes sense that they connect.
there's hentai and oh my god, all
Well,
of
not just
the
that,
photos
but
and
especially in the
everything.
cosplay world. And like maybe this is the unpopular opinion. Maybe people don't agree with me on this, but I feel like the sexy side of cosplay and the sexual aspect of it.
Yeah.
There's a really big reason why you can get Patreon that can be super popular for taking photos.
Yeah,
And that's because the sexual side of it ties in really heavily to the costume side of it.
I agree.
You'd agree.
And that's because that's just the way characters have been drawn
Yeah.
and portrayed. And
Yep.
it's just like, if I go ahead and put that costume on my body, I can wear it in whatever way I want. But it's still, that's a sexy costume.
Exactly. It's
Or
still
a sexy
costume.
character.
Yeah. And so Sexpo has gone along the lines of having their own cosplay competitions.
Yep. And the prize is huge.
Yeah, you get money, like
You get
cash prizes.
thousands of dollars
Yeah.
from memory.
Yeah.
Which is not usually what we offer in Australia
cosplay
in
world.
regards to cosplay competitions. Like
No.
you get vouchers for things, you get some money, but I think the draw for the cosplay competition at Sexpo was the fact that they were giving such a substantial amount of money to a winner, and cosplayers are like, shit, yeah, we're getting recognized.
Yeah.
Like we bust our asses to make these cosplayers.
The other good thing about sexy style cosplay, particularly for like Sexpo.
Everything.
Well, yeah, besides everything. I mean, like coming from a guy's perspective as well, because guys enter this competition too.
Yeah.
You literally can leave out half the costume in order to make it the sexy level that it needs to be at to fit into the Sexpo cosplay comp.
Yep.
So like doing Sexy Velma, oh shit, I forgot the skirt.
Oh no.
Also, I'm not wearing a bra underneath my really skin tight
Sweater.
turtleneck.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's like it
Oh my God,
adds
Chloe,
this
do that.
element of ease. It adds this element of ease, but at the same time, it's super rewarding.
Yeah. It's
Um,
just like we get to finally do it like the way that it's either always been done or the way that we wanted to do it, or it's just like people can interpret a costume in like a million different ways.
Yeah.
It's just like, why can't we acknowledge the sexy parts of it as well?
Big question to do with this whole concept that's going on is, do you think it has changed cosplay from what it was maybe 5 years ago?
No.
You think it's still the same?
I think we've still got all of the same conventions. We've still got, like, you know, people do meetups and things like that. And what's to remember is that there are communities out there that, you know, much bigger than cosplay communities. Like, it's a wider community out there, like the BDSM community and the fetish communities and things like that. They've been, like, doing things with dress ups for forever and ever and ever and ever. And I think cosplay has finally just found its way into, like, another mainstream kind of vein of things. So we've always had supernovas and comic cons and things like that. What's to keep cosplay from going to a convention like Sexpo and being like, you know, that's not wrong.
Yeah.
In any way, shape or form. It's just a different kind of cosplay.
Do you think the Sexpo aspect of cosplay ties in well to, or ties in at all, to the Patreon level of cosplayer?
Patreon is very much specific to each person that, you know,
takes part in the activity.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I have a Patreon myself.
I don't.
And you should get one. People,
I should get one.
I'd love that shit. I'd totally
I'd
be there and I'd just make it. You see, that's the thing. Patreon is there for you to do whatever it is you want to do on Patreon.
Like, I'm going to eat this pineapple pizza with no hands.
Exactly. And if people are into that, they'll subscribe. But Patreon is not necessarily predominantly used by people who are looking for sexual content. There are people out there who use it to make, you know, podcasts or music and things like that. But I have chosen specifically to use my Patreon as a place to put content that either, you know, is exclusive, different, or, you know, even a bit sexier than the stuff that I usually post.
Yeah.
And I have no shame in using it for that. Because there are people out there who might want to see it. And you know what? I've got the costumes, I've got the time, and I can do it. So I'm like, you know what? I'll just do it. Yeah. That's fine. And if people are into it, they're into it. And if they're not, then they have the choice of, shut up, Gizmo. They have the choice of not looking at it, you know?
Yeah. It's a case of, if people are interested, they subscribe.
Yeah.
And they pay money.
And nobody is holding a gun to your head saying, if you don't subscribe to my Patreon and look at my sexy photos, then you're a bad person.
Mind you, I feel like that's probably what I would have to come to be like, subscribe to my Patreon. Seriously, subscribe to my Patreon.
Some people are into that.
I mean, and if that works, I will totally open something up that I just beat the shit out of people weekly to subscribe to my Patreon. But
sexy cosplay is not a problem.
Yeah, I don't think it's a problem for the cosplay community, and I think if you are legit a cosplayer who's interested in what cosplay has to offer, you won't complain about it in the first place.
Yeah, you'll just mind your own freaking business.
Yeah, it has not changed what your opinion on that community and what that hobby is, because you like it that much that who gives a fuck what it becomes.
Somebody posted a photo, a meme, and if I can dig it up, I'll totally post about it. I'm losing my voice from talking about this, but if I can find it, somebody posted the Patreon starter pack, and it's a picture of Honey Birdette lingerie, people's butts, and like a really generic looking hotel room.
Oh, cool.
And I looked at it and I'm like, and it's tagged as "Where's the lie?" And I'm like, there is no lie, but this is something that people out there want. So
yeah,
you can shut up about making your stupid memes. It's like, yes, it's accurate, but at the same time, who am I hurting by doing it?
I will be completely honest with you. If I had it within my power to hop into my underwear and jump in front of a camera, and people would pay for it,
you do it.
I'd ride the shit out of that pony.
Oh my god, right? And people are really supportive and nice on Patreon. Like, I have people who send me messages and they're like, you know, your photos and your sets that you do with Josh, like, you go through the effort to take photos like every month and do big sets and edit them and stuff like that. They're just like, I love them.
Yeah.
And it's good and I get joy out of it. I'm like, you know what? Fuck, great. I'm glad. Yeah. I'm glad I made you happy.
And if you can, why not?
Exactly.
If you can, why not? There's probably an unpopular opinion in there somewhere, so take it from there and just lay it on me, because that potentially could be my one. I think it's okay to go down that path, because I totally would if I could do that.
Here's another thing that I'd like just...
you've got a list of mentionables here, so I'm like waiting for you just to hit the list, and I'm giving you my opinion. So there are Russians and there are dogs, and that's what Gizmo is. I told Gizmo to shut up just then. Gizmo is one of Dan's Pomeranian dogs. He's quite cool. He's very
fluffy and he's really cute, but he's heckin' loud.
Loves to talk.
He's chatty. I think the last thing I kind of wanted to touch on, somebody on Twitter, I put out the call and I asked people to send us things that they'd like us to talk about. And one of the things that really interested me was somebody asked us to talk about sex robots. And I figured that we were talking about Sexpo.
Sure. It ties in nicely.
Dan, if sex robots were real, would you have one?
I mean, like, I'm looking into the distant future here of, like, what technology is advanced to.
Flashlights.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's not even a
basically
robot.
a sex
like, that's
robot.
the most basic form of a sex robot, right?
What'd you say?
Real dolls.
Real dolls.
Real dolls.
Right.
Real dolls are things.
They're
People
incredible.
marry that shit these days.
People
They
take
go home
photos.
to 5 of them. They don't move, but fuck me. Like, they're like, oh
They're
my
great.
god.
That's
I
a
live with
perfect
these
girlfriend.
things. Yeah, I know, but...
It's a sex receptacle.
yeah, I know, but...
Place penis.
when you've got to, like... When you need to put her in, like... You need to be... You can't be like, lift your arm up. You've got to be like, hang on a sec.
It's like Georgia needs to do the washing up
I
right now.
respect it, but I just don't get, like, the whole effort involved. I have to, like... You've got to live for 7 people then. You go home, you're not only taking care of yourself, you've got to take care of the other 6 that are waiting at home for you, and you've just got to, like...
That's some people's jam, man.
Which works.
But sex robots.
Power to you if you're down with that. I struggle with the idea of it not being electronic to start with, but then it scares me because, like, if it's a sex robot and it's electronic, what the fuck? Like, what if it malfunctions? Like, what are you gonna do? It's like getting tased.
Your dick caught in it.
Yeah. What happens then?
I'm dying over here.
How does it? And I like the idea. I think that's great. Potentially for people who don't like being in social settings, do not like going out and meeting people.
There are things out there for every kind of person in the world.
Yeah.
And it's like, I look at sex robots and I'm like, shit, if we can do it as human beings, if we're clever enough to come up with a system that works and it's pleasurable and fun and totally a thing, shit yeah, make it.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Science that shit up. I
Yeah.
love engineering.
It's
I'm all
safe,
about
so
it.
it doesn't like rip me in half.
There'll probably be soft microwavable pieces for you.
But even microwavable.
Don't microwave it too much. It's like, did you hear
nuclear
about,
shit.
Did you
Like-
hear about the guy who microwaved a pawpaw in the micro? He put it in the microwave, right? And what you do is you heat it up quite a bit, and then you cut a hole in it, and basically you stick your dick in the pawpaw, right? But this guy like superheated the pawpaw, and he's cut into it, and he's put his dick in, and he's basically
melted that shit off.
singed it off. And all I can think about is like, why would you do that? Why would you put anything in the microwave and then put your genitals inside of that? Whose idea was that?
I mean, like, they always say that when you're giving a kid a bottle of milk that you've microwaved, test that shit on your arm first. As if you wouldn't, like, just
make
stick
sure
your
you
finger
take
in to
your-
make sure. Like,
Take your sex pawpaw and wipe it on your arm first.
I just feel like that's a common sense thing, and if that's the depth you're going to without actually
the
testing the shit
depth.
first...
Is that a pun?
it is.
Cheers, mate.
If that's the depth you're going to, you need to test that shit first. And if you haven't tested it, then you deserve burnage.
Well, I think that is pretty much as far as we can go with this
How
topic.
did we go from pop
And
culture
this-
to sex dolls and
It's a good
heated
good
fruits
thing.
and vegetables?
It's a good thing. Please don't put your genitals in fruit that's superheated in the microwave. I can't stress that enough.
We need to stop drinking on this show because this shit goes downhill real
But
quick.
no, really quickly, you were given some stuff. And
It was. It's good beer.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so I'm dying over here. So Once Bitter, they are from Victoria. I believe they're organic, or they're at least better for you. I really enjoy it, especially when it's cold.
They sent you some beers, and basically they were like,
And a
"Here, try
coaster.
this."
I needed a coaster for my new table, and they sent me a coaster.
There you go.
And so I'm sitting here with a fridge. You know, it's a fridge full of these little things.
That's
and
great. There you go.
Smashing those, so they're
Nice.
great. So thank you for that. I appreciate that.
Well, that's a good way to end the show, I guess. And episode 3, Jesus Christ, this is what we've gotten up to
Now
so
I've
far.
got to put all my horror props away.
That is not a horror prop. What is that?
That's a thermos.
I didn't pick you as a tea drinker.
I
Come on. What the hell is that?
have you seen Cabin in the Woods?
No.
I don't remember his name, but I
No.
found this online. Okay, so interesting story behind this. Usually you would pay what, like between $4 and $7 for a decent thermos. I found this online. I had to search like an idiot. This is version 4 or something, by the way. They have made 4 versions of this shit. It is from Cabin in the Woods, and there is a character in this movie who is a bit of a stoner, I guess.
He likes
I
his
like
herbs.
collecting props, so I was like, what a cool prop to get from Cabin in the Woods. So there's a lock function on here, and it turns into this.
Is that a telescope?
Oh, it could be if you really want it to be, but it's like the
Is
actual
it a
prop,
vase?
and it works. I haven't tested it, but they say it does. It cost me like $200 from the States.
Are we seeing this? It's a nice vase.
It's long, and you can't get away with this in public at
That
all.
is ridiculous.
But
And
like,
that's an actual thing that he
It's a
busts
thing.
out in the
Yeah,
movie.
yeah,
Oh my
and
god.
the best part about this is it's fully functional. So I can like unscrew this lid
And put flowers in it.
and fill it with coffee
Oh yeah,
'Cause that's
and
what a thermos is for.
that's exactly
and drink
it.
out of
It's
it.
like an endless drink on your
Yeah.
way to work in the morning when you just need to deal with people's shit and
Yeah.
relax. You just have heaps of coffee.
I love my movie props, but this prop is one of my favorites, mainly because it's so innocent until it becomes so not innocent, so bad.
It's a big coffee mug. That's exactly what that is. You're gonna break
I'm
something.
just fixing it. I'm fixing it. It's cool.
All right,
But yeah, one of my favorites. Love it. So cool.
We've come to the end of another podcast, guys. If you have enjoyed this video, please remember to like it. And if you want, you can subscribe to the video. Make sure
Not if they want.
you have to. You got to do it.
Subscribe to the fucking video.
And the podcast channel.
Yeah. On YouTube.
And remember to enter the competition that we've got. We've got the Annabelle Creation record player giveaway. All you have to do in the comments is tell us in 25 words or less if you're an evil spirit, which item you would possess and why. And that's pretty much it. Thank you for tuning in.
Make sure you hashtag it with the Annabelle Creation.
Oh, yeah,
We're
otherwise...
be counting those words. We're going to be looking for hashtags, and we're going to check if you've subscribed. They're the 3 things that you need to do to enter this competition. You could win the record player. I want it. I can't have it. So you can have it. Pisses me off, but you'll get it. Enter the competition. It's a good chance to win something that's pretty cool.
Please don't microwave fruit and stick your genitals in it. Until next time, guys, take it easy.
Can't believe you went there.